YouTube, starting us up on the Rumble. Let's see here. There you go. All right, good afternoon. Hello, welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is about interesting, important events that happened today throughout the annals of recorded history. I'm Xander. We will be joined by the Golden Loon here shortly. And of course, you viewer are you. Today is Thursday, aka Thursday, February 12th, 2026. Let's jump into the history today, shall we? Starting us off in... If it lets me click it, why is this not working? What the hell? Okay. The stupid thing is being a stupid thing. Starting us off in year 1049, Bruno, Count of Ingesham-Dagsburg, was crowned Pope Leo IX. We have a discrepancy upon here, because that was from the primary source. From the other source, it says, upon reaching Rome, Bruno of Toul was elected as Pope Leo IX and started initiating reforms. Well, I guess crowned and elected could work in conjunction, so not really much of a discrepancy.
Pope isn't elected. Well, I guess he is.
Yeah, no, Pope is elected.
Yeah.
Absolutely. 1404, Italian professor Galeazzo di Santa Sofia performed the first post-mortem autopsy for the purposes of teaching and demonstration at the Heiligengeistspital in Vienna. By the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Golden Loon here.
Yes. So the first human autopsy, at least for the art of education. Yeah. 1502, Muslims in Granada forced to convert to Catholicism. Isabella I issued an edict outlawing Islam in the Crown of Castile, forcing virtually all of her Muslim subjects to convert to Christianity. That is not cool. You know, we don't like what they're doing to us. Yeah. You know, they're probably doing that to us because we did that to them. You know, there it is. So we got to stop the cycle of trying to push our beliefs upon others. Believe what you want to believe. That's cool. As far as I'm concerned, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, well, if you want to hurt yourself, that's your own choice. But as long as you're not hurting others or imposing anything upon others, we're cool. Then I don't give a damn what you do. You know? 1511, King Henry VIII issued a challenge beginning a jousting tournament to celebrate the birth of his son Henry. Recorded in Roll of Honor manuscript, which depicted trumpeter John Blank, only identifiable black person in Tudor England. So they actually have a depiction of a black person all the way back in 1511 in England, Tudor England. Okay. So that's pretty cool. So there you go. There's some representation.
Yeah.
So it's one's better than none. You know, sure. It's not as good as two, but you know, like at least you know that you know there were blacks in the society back then. That's pretty cool when you think about it. You know.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That early back. Yeah.
Yeah. 1541, Santiago, Chile was founded either now or February 24th. So it's one of the two dates. So. But yeah, Santiago, Chile was founded by Pedro da Valdivia. 1554, Queen of England for 9 days, Lady Jane Grey, aged about 17, was executed for treason under Mary I at the Tower of London. Yeah.
What could you do treasonous at the age of 17? Holy cow.
Well, probably being a stupid 17-year-old.
I don't know.
No, I don't know. Anyway, 1554, we got that one. 1593, during the Japanese invasion of Korea, approximately 3,000 Joseon defenders, led by General Kwan Yeol, successfully repelled over 30,000 Japanese forces in the siege of Hyeongju. Wow. 3,000 versus 30,000. That's literally 10 to 1. Mm-hmm. So, 1700, Great Northern War began in Europe, or in Northern Europe, between Denmark and Norway, Saxony, Russia, and the Swedish Empire.
Good grief.
Yikes. 1719. I would hate to play that map on Hearts of Iron or something. 1700. Great Northern War began in Northern Europe between Denmark. We got that one. 1719. The Onderling van 1719 UA, the oldest existing life insurance company in the Netherlands, was founded. Wow.
Longest living life insurance. How about that?
In the Netherlands.
In the Netherlands.
So yeah. you know, maybe that might be the world, but I don't know. 1733, Georgia was founded by James Oglethorpe at the site of Savannah. In Georgia Day, Englishman James Oglethorpe founded Georgia in one of the 13 colonies, you know, the original 13 colonies, by settling at Savannah. Yep. 1772, Yves Joseph de Curlin Tremiarch of France discovered the uninhabited Kerguelen archipelago in the sub-Antarctic Ocean. 79-3, the first U.S. fugitive slave law passed, requiring the return of escaped slaves. And slaves, weren't just blacks. They were all colors. The Irish were slaves once. And let's not forget that the first slave owner in the Americas was a black guy.
Yeah.
And his slave was a white guy. Funny how nobody remembers that. 79-3, we got that one. 70-95, first U.S. State University opened, the University of North Carolina in Chapel Hill. 1817, an Argentine-Chilean patriotic army, after having crossed the Andes Mountains, defeated Spanish troops at the Battle of Shakakubuku. I'm not the best at pronouncing these things. Yeah. Well, there's one that's coming up that's going to be absolutely horrendous. So I actually only picked it because of the name. 1818, Chile gained independence from Spain. Bernardo O'Higgins formally approved the Chilean Declaration of Independence near Concepcion, Chile. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Conception.
Yeah.
So, 1825, a Greek-Indian treaty was signed as tribal chiefs agreed to turn over all their land in Georgia to the government and migrate west by September 1st, 1826.
So we got run out.
Yeah, pretty much. 1832, Ecuador annexed the Galapagos Islands. In 1839, Aroostook, or the Pork and Beans War, boundary dispute between Maine and New Brunswick.
New Brunswick.
Yeah.
They got that weird coins up there,
Yeah, they do. 1850, original Washington's farewell address manuscript sold for $2,300. That's quite a pretty penny, from back then. 1850. I want to look this up, actually. 1850. 1850. I want to see how much that calculates to today. $95,574.44 today. I'm pretty sure people would pay millions of dollars for that. So, yeah. That just goes to show, how, well, I'm not sure if that's good or bad, demonstration of our economy for the balance,
Yeah. You can't declare something's value from that far back to today.
Yeah.
Because it's age, it's done everything,
Yeah.
Everything like that.
Yeah. Anyway, and I can feel a sneeze coming up, so if I just randomly sneeze, I apologize. 1851, Edward Hargraves and 3 other men discovered gold at Ophir, New South Wales, beginning Australia's first gold rush. And actually, I forgot about my photo, so this is the Japanese thing. I was talking about the 3,000 versus 30,000.
30,000, yeah.
And this is, I think we covered this, the first university.
Oh,
or
yeah.
something. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so
yeah.
we did. And here's a picture of the gold rush.
Ah.
Or at least the finding of that one.
Yeah.
Anyway, 1870 official proclamation set April 15th as the last day of grace for U.S. silver coins to circulate in Canada. And Utah became the second territory in the United States to pass a law allowing women the right to vote, after Wyoming had in 1869, the year prior.
Wow.
Excellent.
Utah did?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Yeah, 1873, U.S. Congress passed the Coinage Act of 1873, abolishing bimetallism by placing the country on the gold standard. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, we should get back on that. 1874, 150 U.S. troops landed in Honolulu to protect King David Kalalakula during the Honolulu courthouse riots. Okay, we're giving a little bit of military support. 1877, first news dispatched by telephone between Boston and Salem, Massachusetts. All right. 1878, Harvard player Frederick Thayer patented the baseball catcher's mask, patented number 200,358. And that's this. I'm going to full screen this. I am going to sneeze, so give me one moment. Focus on the mask. All right.
That's the thin down version of the movie The Iron Mask.
Oh. With the man in the iron mask?
The man in the iron mask. Yeah.
Incredibly thin down. 1878, Harvard player Friedrich Thayer, we got that one. 1879, first artificial ice rink in North America was at Madison Square Garden in New York City.
Oh, be darned.
Nice. 1880, a U.S. National Croquet League organized in Philadelphia.
Croquet.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
1885, Carl Peters founded the German East Africa Society. It sounds a little ominous if you know about these European societies involving Africa. 1894, anarchist Emile Henry hurled a bomb into Paris Café Terminus, killing 1 and wounding 20. During the Erie d'Attendance, it appears to be some kind of political event going on from 1892 until 1894. This influential event is considered the birth of modern terrorism. So, yep. 1899, the first two-man team 6-day bicycle race in the U.S. began, starting at Madison Square Garden in New York City. 1900s now, 1901, Dutch parliamentary children's law was Dutch penitentiary children's law proclaimed. Okay, so juvie.
Yeah.
Yeah. 908, Anna Jean bequeaths $1 million to Swarthmore to become all-female. That seems kind of bigoted right there. She's trying to, like, use her finances to squeeze out half of the population from an establishment of education. That's kind of evil when you think about it. So,
Now when you put it that way,
yeah. 1908, New York to Paris auto race via Alaska and Siberia began in New York City. George Scholzer won after 88 days behind the wheel. So I don't think they're, like, driving the entire way. But they're trying to drive around the world. You can't do that,
No.
you know. But it says via Alaska to Siberia, so I guess they're
Over that little.
yeah.
Because Alaska's real close to Siberia.
Yeah, so they probably just, like, you know, drive it and get it on
Yeah.
some boat and then continue from there. So 908 as well. We got that one. 1909, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People (NAACP) formed, and I really wish that they would change their name. I actually like here's this, like, there's this scene from Scrubs, and pardon the sound of the trash truck in the background in case you hear it, but there's this scene from Scrubs, and it's just over a minute long. It actually, I probably shouldn't play it because it might, I'll play it. I can always take it out, if I do get flagged for, copyright, but...
Well, it's your call.
I just want to show this to you because, there's a cool scene in it for you. Take with it what you will, but this is kind of my thoughts on the NAACP.
That laughing had better not be aimed in my direction, bro.
Bro? Dude, bros don't even use bro. You're not as hip as you think you are.
And you are?
I'm black. God knew my people would go through struggles, so he gave us a lifetime supply of cool to compensate. Just like he knew white people would be rhythmically challenged, and he gave you all this dance.
That looks familiar, doesn't it?
You're black? Because last I checked, you had a nerdy white best friend, you enjoy Neil Diamond, and you damn sure act like a black guy. And these, my friend, are all characteristics of white guys. Please understand, I'm a huge supporter of the NAACP, and if you don't know what that stands for, it is the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. And quite frankly, I always thought they should change the colored people to African Americans, but then of course it wouldn't be the NAACP, it would be the N-Quad-A, or NAN. I know, this probably sounds like a digression, but it actually leads me back to my original point. Do I think you're black? Nah.
Anyway, I played that, and in case it does get taken out, I will post a link in the or just look it up on YouTube. It's Scrubs NAACP scene. Anyway, my point is, I at the same time, I don't want to call them colored people. I don't like the fact that they still use that, especially when they get upset if white people say that. We can't like we have to call them African Americans, even though Elon Musk is an African American and he's magically whiter than me. Why can't we just call them humans? Why are we always so focused on what makes us different? As Dr. Cox, the white guy, pointed out, he acts more like a white guy than a black guy. Well, why can't we all just be people? Huh?
I'm not gonna argue that.
So, anyway, 1909, Netherlands SDAP suspended Marxist Tribune Group, Gorder and Wijnkorp. 1909 as well, New Zealand's worst maritime disaster of the 20th century happened when the SS Penguin, an inter-island ferry, sunk and exploded at the entrance to Wellington Harbor. Wow. Now that's wild, sunk and exploded. I mean, like, that's...
Shouldn't it be exploded and sunk?
Well, I mean, exploded with causing a sink, but that just tells me that something happened, it sunk, and then maybe the boiler ruptured, under the water, which,
I don't know.
Can happen, Like... That just sounds terrifying. In 1912, China adopted the Gregorian calendar. All right. And the last king emperor of China, Pui, at the age of 6, abdicated after losing the support of the Chinese people and thus the mandate of heaven. Well, yeah. I mean, that would cause it. It sounds like all the people of China were just done with the empire crap. 1914, The Squaw Man, the first feature-length film shot in Hollywood, directed by Cecil B. DeMille, and Oscar Athbol, was released in the U.S.
Never heard that one.
Neither have I. Squaw Man. That sounds like isn't it a squaw like a Native American woman or something?
Yes.
Like,
that's our name for her. I don't know if that's the Indian's name, but...
Yeah. 1914 as well, dedication ceremony for the about-to-be-constructed Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C. Now, this is it farther along, but I still found this picture pretty cool. We've been there.
Yeah.
And since then, and people, like, you see all this underneath. Like look at that. You see, now, we don't climb stairs. Like, this is, so all of this is underground. No, it's not filled. It's all open.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It'll be filled around it.
It'll be filled. But people forgot about all that.
Yeah.
And they later discovered the catacombs underneath Lincoln. That's all the space inside. So, like, let me bring this up. Under Lincoln Memorial. Like, people forgot about it, and then they were rediscovered, and it was, like, this huge thing. That's underneath the Lincoln Memorial.
Wow.
Like, here. This is it. Like, this is a open...
Boy, wouldn't it be cool to go down in there?
As big as I can make that image.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it would be. But I mean, like, look at that.
Yeah.
That was like the inside of what I just showed you on the, because you see here it's kind of pretty much ground level, but there's like 30 plus feet of stuff under there. That's crazy, huh?
Yeah.
I remember when they discovered this. That was wild. Anyway, 1915, Adolf Hitler received the relatively common Iron Cross Second Class for bravery in World War I. Yeah, he was a decorated, not really a war hero, but a serviceman. So
decorated means you're a war hero.
No, not necessarily a hero. Is John Kerry a hero because he shot himself in the foot?
Did he get decorated for it?
He got 3 Purple Hearts out of Vietnam.
Oh, then he did get decorated.
Yeah, no, that was one of his major. Like, he got made, like it became like one of the mockeries of him during his campaign.
Well, the swift boating thing was what
he always went on about his Purple Hearts. So, 1915, World War I, Kaiser Wilhelm approved the strategic bombing of London's docks. Not smart. 1919, the Second Regional Congress of Peasants, Workers, and Insurgents was held by the Makhovsochina at Hulialopol. It sounds ominous. 1920, April 26, or between now and April 26, 14,000 Rotterdam/Amsterdam harbor workers went on strike. So that's the length of their strike from now until April 26 of 1920. Also, the National League votes 6-2 for a single baseball commissioner, while the American League voted 6-2 to keep a group commission. Oh, we have an impasse. Oh, boy. 21, Soviet troops invaded Georgia. The Bolsheviks launched a revolt in Georgia as a preliminary to the Red Army invasion of the country. 25, the first federal arbitration law was approved in Congress. 1925, Estonia passed a law on cultural self-government for national minorities, allowing a unique degree of autonomy to ethnic and religious groups of 3,000 or more. That's fair. 1 century ago, 1926, Bar and Detroit soccer team formed. Okay, would have been a nothing article if it hadn't been 1 century ago.
Yeah.
1931, Vatican Radio began broadcasting with the call sign HVJ. Okay. 1932, Communist Party of Holland formed unemployed combat committees. That sounds terrifying. Unemployed combat committees. It kind of sounds like what we have today. All of these protesters going around, they don't have They don't have jobs. You don't have lives, wives, husbands, children, families, responsibilities.
Jobs, or some
Yeah,
of them anyways.
exactly. They are the unemployed combat committees. So, yikes. And from commies, no less. Same old tricks.
Yeah.
90 years later, up to the same schemes. 1932, world champion French husband and wife team Pierre and Andre Brunet won their second consecutive Olympic pairs figure skating gold medal at the Lake Placid Games. That's pretty cool, but remember that ski thing? They all did the backflip?
Oh, yeah.
That was still, God, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was good.
1934, Austrian Chancellor Engelbert Dollfuss government banned Social Democratic Party. Kind of a wise decision. It's 1934, Export-Import Bank of the United States forms, and France was hit by a general strike against fascists and royalists. All right. And we also have the 4-day February uprising, sometimes called the Austrian Civil War, began.
For 4 days, huh?
Well, war's a war.
I wonder if it worked.
Yeah, well,
Did they conquer in 4 days, or did they get run out of Dodge?
I think the shortest war in history, was like 12 minutes. No, and hold on a second. You know what? Let me look this up here. No, legitimately, because you need to formally declare war to be at a state of war, and then formally end it to end it. So,
Right.
Shortest war in history. Let's see it says here, the Anglo-Zanzibar War. Oh, I know this one. I remember this one. So basically it says the conflict lasted between 38 and 45 minutes, making it the shortest recorded war in history. So, yeah. 35, the first secret demonstration of radio signals detecting aircraft by Robert Watson Watt and Arnold Wilkins in Daventry, England. Radio detection and range radar. Oh. 1935, great airship USS Macomb. Here's an image of what the equipment looks like at the time. And I think that's the screen. Showing what.
What he's pointing to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they had it in Hawaii. They just
they did.
didn't know how to read it that well.
Well, they did, but they presumed.
It off.
No.
They thought it was a scheduled flight coming in from California or somewhere.
They thought it was
the mainland.
They thought it was a scheduled flight out of California of like a group of bombers.
Yeah, whatever it was.
1935, the great airship USS Macomb, as you see here, was lost in a storm off Point Sur in California with the loss of 2 lives, but 64 people saved. It was one of the largest helium-filled airships ever created. Crashed in the Pacific Ocean off the coast of California and sank.
Never heard of it.
Yeah.
Never heard of that accident.
Yeah. 1937. That's what I'm saying. Things like what's it called? The Hindenburg.
Yeah.
Though rare, things do happen, but for the most part, Zeppelin travel and all that stuff was very safe. The only problem is, this one, that. What did it say? Helium. Yeah, helium. Helium is incredibly flammable. Right?
I'm not sure. I think it is.
Yeah, but if you use there's other gases that you can use, but for whatever reason, we're not doing it that way. So, 1937, Cleveland, or now the Los Angeles Rams, was granted an NFL franchise. 41, first injection of penicillin into a patient by British physician Charles Fletcher at Radcliffe Infirmary in Oxford, England. 1941, Jewish Council for Amsterdam formed under Escher and Cohen. So, the Nazis were crushing in on them and all that stuff, so they had to stand up. 41, occupation police arrested Jewish foursome. I don't know what that means. A Jewish foursome.
Occupation police, what is that, too?
That's, this is 1941, the Nazis. Because it's occupation, this is, yeah.
Well, it doesn't say where it is.
Well, true. I'm just trying to figure out, just from the primary source right here, that's all I get.
Yeah.
1942, German battlecruisers Scharnhorst and Geneseo and heavy cruiser Prince Eugen escaped from Brest to Germany in a dash up the English Channel. Balls. 1945, tornadoes strike Montgomery, Alabama, with estimated Fujita scale of F3 intensity, killing 26, destroying about 100 houses, 2 warehouses, and a freight train. And it was part of a devastating tornado outbreak in Mississippi and Alabama that in total killed 45 people and injuring 247 others. And we also have another tornado outbreak in the same day, same year. Tornado struck near York and Livingston, Alabama, with estimated Fujita scale of F4 intensity, killing 11 people. So this is part of all that as well.
Yeah.
46, Operation Deadlight during World War II ended after 121 of the 154 captured U-boats were scuttled. We spoke about that yesterday. 46 as well, black U.S. Army veteran Isaac Woodward was severely beaten by a South Carolina police officer to the point which he lost vision in both eyes. This incident galvanized the civil rights movement and partially inspired Orson Welles' film Touch of Evil. Good God in heaven, what is wrong with people? God. You see, like this is why I say what I say. We need to stop the cycle. We need to stop the hate. And now in the streets of LA, I'm seeing blacks beat whites to this point. Before my very eyes, I've seen that. I've seen hateful, BLM demonstrators just beating whites to the inch of their lives. We gotta stop it. 1947, daytime fireball and meteorite fall seen in eastern Siberia, the largest observed iron meteorite until that time, created an impact crater in Sikhote-Alin in the Soviet Union. Almost sounds like, well, no, the Tunska event was a lot longer before that. So, you remember the Tunska event, right?
No.
Like the one that blew all the trees,
Oh, yeah.
We have 1947. The French fashion designer Christian Dior presented his first influential collection named The New Look. 47 as well, a recorded 100.5 kilogram sailfish caught by C.W. Stewart near the Galapagos Islands. Wow. 49, panic in Quito, Ecuador after War of the Worlds was played on radio. They gotta stop doing that.
Yeah.
49, Team Canada defeated Team Denmark 47-0 in hockey.
Oh, wow.
Wow. 1950, Albert Einstein warned against the hydrogen bomb. Yeah. If anybody has watched Oppenheimer, and anyone who hasn't, go watch it. That ending, man, that ending will hit you right in the brain, man. 1950, Senator Joe McCarthy claimed to have a list of 205 communist government employees. Well, get him out of there. 1953, USSR broke relations with Israel. Didn't we speak about that yesterday as well? I'm pretty sure we did.
Could have.
1954, the UK government established an organization to control atomic energy in the country under the Atomic Energy Authority Bill. 55, President Eisenhower sent the first U.S. advisors to South Vietnam. We also have the Soviets decided the Space Center was to be built in Baikonur, Kazakhstan. So that's their equivalent of, our Cape Canaveral.
Yeah.
We have several things, but kind of interlocked.
Cape Canaveral was our first big.
Well, that's our launch center, but Houston is where our command center is at.
Yeah.
So we launched there, but our command center is there. And I think we build. We build all over
down in Texas there too now.
Yeah. Well, no, that's more modern. I'm talking during that time.
Yeah.
The Soviets, I think that, they built, they launched, and they controlled from the same area. We kind of built and then conglomerated it in Florida and then launched it with a control station out in Houston.
Yes. I can't speak for this time period, but it sounds
in the
like
50s.
That's the way it was done.
I'm talking about in the 50s.
Yeah.
So,
well, they still have the command center, I believe, still in Texas, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And then they changed Cape Canaveral to Kennedy something.
The Kennedy Space Center, yeah. 1957, researchers announced boson, harder than diamonds, have been developed. All right. 1958, Boston Celtic Bill Russell grabbed 41 rebounds to beat Syracuse Nationals 119-101. I'll get ready to laugh again in a minute.
Wow.
Yeah. 1959, the Lincoln Memorial design on the U.S. penny went into circulation and replaced the shaves of wheat design. Oh yeah, so I've seen pennies that had
the wheat,
little wheat,
Circular deal.
Yeah.
On the other edge.
And now pennies are done. Like we stopped making them like a month or so ago. Remember
this
that?
Year
No, we're done. We stopped.
This year we stopped.
We
Is
stopped.
This the year we stopped.
We stopped. We have stopped.
Okay.
Yeah, it was several weeks,
So
months
when
ago.
are pennies going to be extinct? We won't use them anymore.
Once the government gets their hands on all the pennies they can, they'll melt them down. And now it's up to the individual citizens to just not spend pennies if they can, or for whoever to have pennies to hoard them, because soon they're going to be relics, and then soon all of coins,
still-
and then the paper dollars are going to go,
You'll
and
still
then
get pennies in your change.
yes, until they get they're already in the works of getting rid of that decimal.
They're just not manufacturing anymore.
They're
Step
no
one.
longer. Yeah, this is step one. They're trying to get us into a purely digital currency, so they can have complete and total dominance over us and our ability to spend.
Yeah,
Because
we're talking pennies here, though.
well, no. It starts with pennies,
I get it.
and then
I
and then
understand
it
where
goes
they're trying
after
to
the
go.
nickels and dimes and quarters, and then we have dollars, and then that's gone, and then it's just numbers, and then they can pull a move like what Canada did with the truckers, and just cancel our bank accounts if we decide to be opposed to the current status quo. This is dangerous. So. Anyway, the point I want to make with pennies, though, is like if you look at the back of it, the Lincoln Memorial, you can actually see a very tiny little Lincoln in there.
Yeah?
Yeah. 1960, Chinese army killed 12 Indian soldiers. Yeah. Well, we gotta stop letting them get away with it. 1961, Boston Celtic Bill Russell grabbed 40 rebounds to beat Philadelphia Warriors 136 to 125.
After a year earlier.
No. 3 years later, from 58 to 61.
Oh, 60. Okay,
Yeah.
58, yeah.
Yeah. But that's still on the same calendar date, no less, so that's pretty cool.
Weird.
61 as well, the USSR, the Soviet Union, launched Venera 1 toward Venus. 62, a bus boycott started in Macon, Georgia. Is it like the Montgomery one? I know that there are many bus boycotts around the South during the Civil Rights Movement. The Montgomery boycott being the most famous one because of Rosa Parks.
No, yeah.
Oh. 63, construction began on the Gateway Arch in St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and here's penicillin. So, we spoke about penicillin earlier. 64, fighting broke out between Turks and Greeks over dispute islands in Cyprus, as 16 were killed. The United Nations responds the following month by sending a peacekeeping force. That is the pussiest thing I've heard of a response. Like, you wait a month to do anything and you're going to do that? You know, people are
going to move fast.
People are dead.
Yeah.
Do something now. You know? 64, the Beatles' first New York City concerts, 2 shows at Carnegie Hall. 1967, Keith Richards, Mick Jagger, and Martha Faithfull were busted for drugs in a raid at Richards' Sussex home. I don't know, I just thought that'd be interesting to put in there. 1968, Dutch speed skater Anus Schut won women's 3,000 meter event at Grenoble Winter Olympics. First 10 finishers beat previous Olympic record set in Squaw Valley in 1960. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I remember
that is substantial.
Squaw Valley being the Olympics, and they're really worried about the lack of snow that year.
1968, Frenchman Jean-Claude Killy followed his win on the downhill with victory in giant slalom at Grenoble Winter Olympics. Clean sweeped 3 alpine skiing events with success in the slalom. That's impressive. 73, first U.S. POWs, prisoners of war in North Vietnam, were released. 116 of 456 were flown to the Philippines. They're coming back home.
Yeah.
1977, Toronto Maple Leafs shut out Washington Capitals 10-0. And 79, Cosmos 1076, the first Soviet oceanographic satellite launched. It's pretty cool. 1981, Pete Squires of Yonkers, New York, set record for running 1,575 steps up to the 86th floor of the Empire State Building in 10 minutes and 59 seconds. Wow.
Whoa.
All right. 1982, Wayne Gretzky scored his 153rd point of the season, breaking the National League record, because of course he does. 83, 100 women protested in Lahore, Pakistan, against military dictator Zia-ul Haq's proposed law of evidence. In response, women were tear gassed, baton charged, and thrown into lockup. However, their demands were met when the law was repealed. So that just goes to show, you know, that was only 100 women in Pakistan. Like, They could have easily all been killed. They could have easily all been forgotten. And that almost happens on a daily basis. But people out there, if you don't stand up for what you believe in, if you don't do what you can with what you have to ensure that tomorrow does not become yesterday, then you're just at fault, if not more so, than the very people that you know are making this world worse. Stand up for what's right. You know, we are all in this together. You know, 100 women in Pakistan, you know, and look at what they did.
Yeah.
Respect. 1984, 12 years after winning the doubles in Sapporo in 1972, Italian Paul Hilgarden won the men's luge singles at the Sarajevo Winter Olympics.
Jeez.
All right. 1988, U.S. Navy frigate USS Yorktown bumped into Russian frigate Beznev in the Black Sea in dispute over right of innocent passage. So yeah, during the Cold War, the 1988 Black Sea bumping.
Right away, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that can mushroom really quick.
You're not kidding.
So, 89, 5 Pakistani Muslim rioters were killed while protesting Salman Rushdie's novel, The Satanic Verses. That sounds wild. Mm-hmm. Why were they killed? They were protesting against the Satanic Verses. Were they killed by Satanists?
I thought they were chanting the...
No. Well, no, because see, what people don't realize is the Islamic faith, the Muslim, it's based off of Christianity, and Christianity is based off of Judaism. You know, one after the other after the other.
Oh, my bad. They were protesting a novel.
Yeah, the Satanic Verses.
Yeah, that's the title of it.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So, this is a weird situation.
That's the devil. They killed him.
Yeah. So did Satanists kill 5 Pakistani Muslim rioters? But then again, why are they rioting? Because they're protesting against that book.
Yeah.
So that just sounds like a crazy. That's a wild situation. 1989, loyalist paramilitary group killed Pat Fionking, a Belfast lawyer who represented Republican hunger striker Bobby Sand, while he was having dinner with his family.
Oh man.
Oh, wow. And that's awful. He was a hunger striker, so he was having dinner, which means he achieved his hunger striking goal, and he was finally getting to eat, or I don't know. Who knows? But still, this just goes to show, for all the stuff I've been telling you about how the world is today, as far back as 1989, this crap has been happening.
Oh,
it's just gotten. It's gotten a lot more prevalent, and with the internet and how anonymity and all that stuff, keyboard warriors, everybody's gotten very, very bold and very, very brash with their action, and they just do whatever they want out of no fear of repercussions because nobody cares anymore. And it's a scary world out there. So, 1989, Wayne Gretzky set 2 records, his 45th hat trick and a 10th 40-plus goal season. Calm down, Wayne Gretzky. Leave some room for other people, man, please. At this point, we need to change the name to Gretzky Puck or something. I don't know. 1990, Carmen Lawrence became the first female premier in Australian history when she became premier of Western Australia. All right. 91, Iceland recognized Lithuania's independence. And North and South Korea formed a joint team for a table tennis competition. 1992, the current constitution of Mongolia came into effect. In 93, comedy film Groundhog Day opened across the U.S. starring Bill Murray and Andy McDowell, directed by Harold Ramis.
Yeah.
I got you, babe.
What?
That song.
Oh, that's in the movie.
Yeah. I got you, babe.
That's Sonny and Cher is what you're throwing me off. I thought you were referring to this.
No, that's every morning. It's like, until that last day.
That's a good movie to watch on Groundhog Day.
That's a terrifying movie to watch if you're afraid of paradoxes and time-space continua fluctuations and being trapped in them. 994.
Oh,
yeah. This one's horrendous. 993, 2-year-old James Boogler was abducted from New Strand Shopping Center by 2 10-year-old boys who later tortured and murdered him.
Oh, jeez.
I hope those two boys, I don't care if they're 10-year-old, I hope they were skinned alive. I don't care. 994, The Scream by Norwegian painter Edvard Munch, 1893, pastel version, was stolen in Oslo.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, and it's your mouse pad.
Yeah.
So, I'm trying to get that murder thing out of my head. That was horrendous. But I got to report on the bad with the good, guys. Not everything is peaches and cream. And if we're going to enjoy good, we got to know how good we got it by understanding how bad it can be. And how bad it is out there in some cases. 1994, the 27th Winter Olympic Games opened in Lillehammer, Norway. All right. 1998, 250 car Italy pileup due to fog. 4 died and 50 were hurt. 250 car pileup. Good God.
And see in front of you, and you're going even 30 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Forget it. You're going to crash.
Yeah. But 250 cars. I'm just trying. Like,
Yeah,
would
just
that be a mile long? Like,
it could be easy.
Like, yeah, boss. I'm not coming in this week. You know, like, 1998. Intel unveiled its first graphics chip, the i740. And we also have U.S. District Judge Thomas F. Hoogan declared the line item veto law unconstitutional. I would look that up, but for the sake of time...
Line item, yeah, that is what Reagan started, I think. Or he wanted, I guess.
Can you explain anything about it?
Yeah, in other words, it passes the House, passes the Senate,
Okay.
and then to become law, it has to be signed by the president, or he can veto it.
Okay.
What Reagan wanted to do is just line certain things. I don't like this. Let's veto that part of the bill.
Oh.
You know.
Okay, I like that idea.
Yeah.
To refine something. Because that stops people from doing what they're doing today, you know, sneaking shit into a 3,000 billion page bill that nobody's going to read. You know? Come on. 1996, scientists warned about harmful impacts on health of genetically modified GM food. I've been going on about Monsanto for a while, and I want to say, if somehow randomly out there, what was his name, Nash, and his former girlfriend, Allie, if they're somehow watching this, I want to thank Allie for introducing me to Monsanto and all that. You know, it is horrifying when you start seeing between the cracks of society and how our food is made, you know, who controls the stuff behind the scenes, you know, the water, the food, you know, like the moving parts of our system, our functioning society. Like, it's terrifying, you know. So things like Bill Gates and the Zika virus. 999. U.S. President Bill Clinton was acquitted by the Senate in his impeachment trial. All right. 2001, near Schumacher spacecraft landed in the Saddle region of 433 Eros, becoming the first spacecraft to land on the asteroid. 2002, trial of former president of the Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, Slobodan Milosevic, began at the United Nations War Crimes Tribunal in The Hague. He died 4 years later before its conclusion, however. We also have U.S. Secretary of Energy made the decision that Yucca Mountain was suitable to be the United States' nuclear waste repository. So that's where they're putting all the stuff, that spent fuel rods and everything. 2004, San Francisco began issuing marriage licenses to same-sex couples in response to directive from Mayor Gavin Newsom. What a piece of shit he is. You know, not because of this, but, you know, just because of what he... Wow, look how young he is.
Yeah.
And he still has an incredibly punchable face. Like, man.
Yeah, Mayor of San Francisco.
Piece of shit. 2007, a powerful winter storm blanketed the northeastern United States, dumping a 1 to 2 feet of snow from Washington, D.C. up to Boston, Massachusetts. The storm dumped a record 26.9 inches of snow in New York City. 2010, the 21st Winter Olympic Open Games Winter Olympic Games opened in Vancouver, Canada. I read that dyslexically. 2012, this is what I was talking about, this name, holy God. Gurbanguly Berdimuhamedov, how did I do that, was re-elected president of Turkmenistan with 97% of the vote. That is an eyebrow raiser.
Yeah.
2013, at a ceremony in Philadelphia, the NFL paid tribute to the life of the late Steve Sabol and his many contributions to the league. I don't know who that is.
No idea.
So, but, Godspeed and good luck to whoever you are. We also have North Korea allegedly conducted its third nuclear test, claiming it is a nuclear device that can be weaponized. Great. Yeah, that's what you want your enemies to hear. See, this is what I don't understand. Why do they keep threatening us? They know we can kill them in an instant. The only people they scare is their own. Why are they trying to slap their 2-inch, nothingness, pretending it's an 8-inch python?
Well, they're trying to have a nuclear weapon protect them from the rest of the world that is against them. They've got their people under control.
I don't think they're viewing it as protection. I think that they're trying to intimidate us.
Well, that's protection.
But that's stupid. They know that they're not a threat.
If you have a nuclear weapon, you are.
You have a point. I don't know. Anyway, 2014, former New Orleans Mayor Ray Nagin was found guilty on corruption charges and sentenced to 10 years in prison. Alright. 2014, Intel entrepreneur and co-founder of the X Prize Foundation, Peter Diamond, claimed that 50% of U.S. jobs are under threat of being mechanized within 10 years. And that was 12 years ago. That's, one of the things I'm concerned about. If, when we do get the hell out of this godforsaken state, where we go, is there going to be human jobs, or are there going to be human jobs, there, especially to a Californian. They'd sooner run me out than let me work. So.
Yeah, the old thing now, is no more jobs, and this is way back. Well, go learn to code. Well, those jobs are going away to AI.
Yeah. Oh. 2014, Switzerland's Dominique Giestin and Tina Mays of Slovenia tied for gold in the women's downhill event at 1 minute 41.56 seconds at the Sochi Winter Games. First ever dead heat in Olympic alpine skiing. I wonder how they figured out who won that, or did they just share it?
Well, yeah, dead heat is a dead heat.
Yeah.
There is no between the two of them.
Yeah, true.
It's a tie.
True.
They have to both be honored, I guess.
In 2016, Fiji became the first country to ratify the UN climate deal, signed in Paris in December 2015. And then also, Marvel superhero film Deadpool, starring Ryan Reynolds, was released. 2016 as well, Pope Francis began his visit to Mexico, arriving at Benito Juarez International Airport in Mexico City. Pope Francis and Patrick Krill signed an ecumenical declaration in the first such a meeting between leaders of the Catholic and Russian Orthodox churches since their split in 1054, nearly 1,000 years ago.
Jeez.
That's historic. Why doesn't our primary source cover that? So, actually, I think it does. Yeah, right here it does. But this is Cuba. Okay, so this is this is somewhere else. So, because the first one was Mexico, and this is Cuba. So he traveled. He landed in Mexico, and then he was in Cuba on the same day. Didn't spend too much time in Mexico, it sounds like. Why even bother going there if you're going to be that quick?
You could have been. That could have been your last day, and then you're going.
Well, no, it says here Pope Francis began his visit to Mexico.
Well, maybe he's coming from Cuba.
Cuba's not in Mexico.
No.
Oh.
If he got on a plane on the 16th and jump, there's a puddle jump.
The other way, I see. I'm just being stupid. I see. Okay. 2017, emergency spillway at Oroville Dam, California, threatened to collapse. 180,000 residents were ordered to evacuate. Yeah. 2017 as well, North Korea conducted a solid fuel ballistic missile test from Bangyang Air Base. 2018.
Now they're trying to get the delivery method on their nuclear.
Yeah, this is getting ridiculous. I don't know what to do. Not that I can do anything, but 2018, Dutch speed skater Irene Wüst became the first Winter Olympian to win an individual gold medal in 4 straight games, with a victory in the 1500 meter at Pyeongchang, first speed skater to win 10 Olympic medals. Epic.
Should have been Jean Woosh.
Jean Woosh. Oh, Wait, is that her actual name, or are you making a joke?
I'm making a joke.
Oh.
But it's Wist or something.
Okay.
Didn't you say that? I can't read from here.
Irene Woost.
Woost. I should have said it. Should have been Wish. Whoosh.
Yeah, whoosh. Yeah.
I'm making a joke.
I see.
Apparently a bad one.
2019, Australian government lost historic vote on own bill with amendment to allow offshore link refugees access to healthcare. The first loss in 78 years. Good. You know, the government needs to start losing power to the people. Like, the people need to take it back. You know, like the modern day Australia, sure, it was founded on immigrants, but those immigrants were mostly prisoners, and the natives were kind of treated in the same way, but kind of worse. You know, like, so, and now it's reverted back to a penal colony. Just enough. Like, 2019, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman was found guilty of all 10 federal crimes against him in New York after 200 hours of testimony. All right. We also have NASA data show the world had become 5% greener since the early 2000s, mostly due to tree planting in China and intensive farming in India. What have I been saying? If we want to solve the world, as far as pollution is concerned, go after China and India in that order, but almost in the same time, you know?
Yeah, but they're saying China planted trees? That doesn't sound like them.
Well, that's what they're saying. NASA is saying that. But then again, NASA has been more recently known to stand for never a straight answer.
Yeah.
You know, so 2019, rare black panthers were spotted for the first time in nearly 100 years in Laikipia County, Kenya. I thought Wakanda was fictional. So, Wakanda, you know? Well, it's a Marvel joke. Black Panther is a superhero. He's from the nation of Wakanda.
Okay,
you know?
wired over my head.
Yeah. 2019, Republic of Macedonia officially changed its name to the Republic of North Macedonia to end a long dispute with Greece. That's stupid. You know, like, why does Greece care that they're Macedonia?
Apparently, they have a Macedonia in their realm, so they wanted it changed.
Yeah.
And to not get into a fight about it, they changed to North Macedonia, I guess, to appease them for whatever the reason.
If they share something, like if it's like a city that's like, in, like on the border, like half in that country, half in that country, then they share something common, so, I don't know. Anyway, 2019, U.S. national debt topped $22 trillion for the first time, according to U.S. Treasury. And Vulcan Inc. announced the rediscovery near the Solomon Islands of World War II aircraft carrier USS Hornets, which sank in 1942 with the loss of 140 lives. That actually is not that many when you think about it. An aircraft carrier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And I think it was the because remember when your side of the family and I and you, we went to the Midway Museum down in San Diego.
Yeah.
And we went to that one theater thing. I think that was the Hornets or something, because that's one. Like, we only lost like 1 or 2 aircraft carriers, or maybe like 5. I don't know, but not many. We destroyed practically all of the Japanese, during the war.
Yeah.
But we lost a few of ours during it, and I think
Not many.
What?
Not many.
Not many, but this is one of them, the USS Hornets.
Okay.
And I'm bringing up the Midway because remember we went through that area and it was like the theater, but it was like we were going through the the rec area.
I remember something about
Like,
it. Yeah.
I think that was depicting the Hornets.
Ah.
So, anyway, 2021 as well, Tokyo Olympics chief Yoshiro Mori resigned after his comments that talkative women made feelings drag on too long. Dude, the man just wants to go home. He works hard. Don't fault him. He's not being hateful towards women. Get off of him. Fuck off, seriously. Like, he had to resign and quit his job because he let that slip. To her is human, and fuck off. The man just wants to go home. If he thinks a meeting drags too long, they drag too long. He's not doing it because he hates women. Stupid. And he lost his job because of that. That's awful. 2026, India opened the first part of what will be the longest expressway linking Mumbai, or its longest expressway, linking Mumbai with New Delhi, over 1,386 kilometers, or 861 miles. That's a pretty long expressway.
Yeah, I'd say so.
2024, oldest known 11,000 Stone Age megastructure used for hunting, revealed submerged in Bay of Mecklenburg off the German coast. All right, that's pretty cool. And that shall be it for the show. Once again, please check the underbar of the description for any links that you may find interesting, including but not limited to all things on the Coalition. A lot of history has and continues to be made on a daily basis, and we can only present you, a portion between two different sources. All this stuff that I'm scrolling through, that's all from two different sources from this date. There's so much out there. You have no idea what you find interesting. So go look them up yourself. For all of you and all of us, I'm A.O. Xander.
Golden Loon.
And you. Until you catch us next time, whenever it is, wherever it is, we stream every day at 5 o'clock Pacific time. That's 6 Mountain, 4 Central, 7 Central, and 8 Eastern. Yeah, my brain's not working. Until you catch us next time, don't forget to look right and left at the intersection. Rate 5 thumbs up.